reward them, because again, the cost of what these things are expensive. There's got to be some incentivization to help offset it. And again, these are all incentives at this point. But again, just like so many other things, yeah, the carrot comes first, but very soon the stick comes second. So while they're offering us opportunities to participate, if you will, to receive these incentives, they're also suggesting and actually writing that if you don't, there will be penalties for you not to do it, and that is coming. And I'll go through a lot of these things.
So we're going to try to get you a plan in place to get there. Okay, so I'm going to go through the whole process from really analyzing what you're already doing and what you have. And if you have an EHR, look at what yours is doing and is it doing everything you want or need it to do. And then I'm going to move all the way through picking that software. We're not going to talk about what exactly to pick. Dr. Gross is going to do that at the end. And then we're going to talk about deployment. So it's kind of our game plan here. So really our goal, ultimately what we have to do is we have to figure out what software we want. So we need to demo them. We need to go out there and look at them. We need to select it, figure out our finances, and purchase it, obviously. We need to deploy it, which means put it into action, start using it. And as you heard, we need to be a meaningful user. So we need to meaningfully use that EHR. Probably the most important thing, we all want to live to tell about it.
And even between what we're going to present and what's in your handout, we have hundreds and hundreds of revisions of this course within the last couple of months. And it was really written from the ground up by practicing optometrists for optometrists. Even though we have some industry support, there is no vendor input in any fashion in anything we had in this presentation. This was designed by us for you.
For attending the EHR seminar today.
That's great.
Can you tell us a little bit about what actually brought you here to what you're interested in?
Yeah, well, our office is getting ready to initiate EMR all over, and we have about 9 offices in the state of Arkansas, and so it's very important that we pick the right one. And so we just want to get a heads up and be ahead of the game before we do it, because it's a major decision.
Absolutely, it's a major decision. And the things that you heard today, can you give us any ideas of what information you got that you can tell others that was worthwhile coming?
I think the best one was just the ability to pick out an EMR system that would work for our individual staff members and getting all the staff on board, because it's a huge change and nobody likes to change. I know I don't. I like to do everything on paper right now, and I know the staff is going to rebel just a little bit when we do it. So I think that's the main thing, is just letting them know way ahead of time. And we brought all our staff here today so that they knew what to expect. And so in the upcoming months, I think the transition will be easier because we did it that way.
Right. Go home and to start doing PPRI if they aren't doing that already. We asked them to start e-prescribing if they aren't doing that already. We gave them a handout and basically walked them through the steps of how to do those processes. We also really gave them a guide and steps on how to implement their EHRs if they haven't done that already.
Talked about actually PCOS and how important PCOS is that's actually coming up. And with optometrists meeting rolling out not too far from right now, there's another EHR lecture at that point. It's going to be really a lot of center-based information. And as a lot of things in meaningful use and certification are kind of on the verge of a lot of that coming out, as those details really roll out, a lot of that will be really important to show up. And if you really are interested in all in getting incentives for the EHRs that are coming up, now's the time to really do that. And there's going to be some phenomenal information coming up at optometrists meeting. I really suggest that you try to get there and attend those lectures early on. I think they're early in the week.
I think the more information you can get on your own and the more information you get in these lecture series, the better prepared you're going to be. And I think that's very important for optometry as a profession.